Ukgk show, and I usually start at the door with the poster, and we do actually have the actual poster we should have this year. We're going to go and look at it in a minute, but I wanted to just take a look at this table because we often use the word awesome, and here we've got two lots of really awesome stuff. Obviously we've got the Winston effect there. And over here we've got, and we're going to call this, the working title for this is Bad Ape by Darren Kent. And I think you'll agree that that is an incredible piece of work. I'm just going to turn it round. It's on a Lazy Susan, but there isn't a view of this which isn't fascinating. Even the back view with the detail on here, it's doubly amazing for me because it's made out of monster clay, and I've never got to grips with monster clay. So here we go. Now, this is vast, it's huge size, and I think if you've got a spare room, this is your new lodger. So this is the actual official poster this year. This is this year's poster. Dave said he was going to bring last year's poster that we didn't use, but when I opened the box, it was the year before's poster that we did use last year that should have been the year before. So there you go. I'm standing here now, it's very busy, quite noisy. Here's Darren Kent, sculptor extraordinaire. He's got two things on his table that have really caught my eye. The first is Ukgk, isn't it?
Yeah.
How did that come about?
I'm just looking for something to do, and I just thought no one's really done him, surprisingly enough, considering how popular the show is. And my daughter, she's a teenage girl, she's a massive fan of it. So, we're back now. I'm sculpting it, she's playing one.
So, also, we stand outside. Tell us about how this absolutely awesome monster came about. Because I am like, it's got apes, it's got dinosaurs. I mean, if Dave was in charge, it'd also have a machine gun. Well, I think we could do without a machine gun.
No, it wouldn't be movie accurate then, would it?
No, not. It's a very big machine gun. So,
no, it's just Dave threw the idea at me a few years ago. I wanted to do me a King Kong. I wanted really beating his chest, going for it, you know. And finally got around to doing it. So
it's a Peter Jackson one, isn't it? Emotive Kong, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's the one with the most sort of like expressive face.
Yeah, I mean this pose here is literally only a few seconds of the movie, but it's quite iconic, you know. It defeats the final dinosaur, standing on top. I've had to make a few changes to how it is in the movie, otherwise the dinosaur would be like this.
Yeah, it would be huge.
And no one would be able to display it. So what I've done, I've curved the dinosaur around. It's got a circular shape, it's easier to display, you know.
That is actually an accurate death pose for the dinosaur.
Yeah, but obviously in the film he's more straight out.
Straight out.
Yeah. Obviously that would be silly. So sometimes when we're doing these sculptures, we've got to make little adjustments to make it work as a sculptural piece.
It is amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, we're at Paul's stall. Paul's just still setting up, so I can't really interview him. But I've got this little gem. Look at that. It looks like a TV set, and it's a beautiful rendition. But when you turn that, look at that. That is a beauty. That is, for me, in terms of a little product, that's got so much genuine jewel-like qualities about it. You know, the fact that it works and everything. Look at that detail on that. You see, this for me is what garage kits are about. Something that you're not really going to expect, and when you get something like this, it's a real treasure. It is a real treasure. I'm going to put it back very carefully and just show you that one because I love the Muppets.
What fabulous creature is this?
Thanks, man. Last year we met Pete.
Very good.
Pete's Bases. Here we are back again. What I like about Pete's store is his work. And some new stuff this year, isn't there?
Yeah.
I'd like to talk us through a few of these things. Like this one I noticed. What's that? I mean, I know it's Lugosi. What kit is it?
It came from Mexico. My wife bought it. It's a birthday present. So,
Can I just tell you?
Yeah. No weight in it, like.
No way. Absolutely. Look at that. That is a beautiful piece of work, isn't it?
It's gorgeous to print, like, but it's small. Goes together. It's a bit difficult putting it together to keep it separate, but you know, it's.
Wow, that is captures the dreamlike quality of the movie, doesn't it? It's a beautiful piece of work.
It's based on an iconic photograph from
Right,
the movie of Lugosi going for his kiss, you know what I mean? And
it's amazing, that's awesome.
it's a lovely one for airbrushing as well. It's big enough to get the airbrush in and do all the other stuff for it.
And that's Paul Fay's grandpa.
This is Paul Fay's grandpa. It's without the hair.
I preferred it without the hair.
I do.
Yeah.
Till I started trying to put it on, it was just nightmare.
Yeah.
So I thought, no, I'll leave it on.
No, I like the fleshiness of the scalp. It does work really well. And the detail on the base really brings it out, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of everything. It's typical Paul. I mean, he's one of my favourite sculptors, you know.
Yeah, he's so meticulous, isn't he? He's like fussy as hell, isn't he?
I just like what he does, you know. Seems whatever he touches, he does it well.
He does it well.
You know what I mean? So it's cool.
So can we just go and have a look at some of this timber? Because you know I'm a big fan of timber, being a design technology teacher.
Yeah.
Some of the things I've noticed, this is a lovely bit of timber, isn't it?
Yeah, it's African mahogany.
African mahogany, look at that.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
It's part of a doorstep of the cinema in summer.
Right. That's really nice. That's beautiful. I saw that from a distance, and the lustre on it is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you finished that? Is it just wax?
No, it's just sand it down, and what I do is just car lacquer. I do a cellulose sealer on them.
Yeah.
And just buff them up, and just put a cheap lacquer over the top to tell the truth. The reason being is because most of the lads, you'll scuff that up to put your model on it anyway.
So it's pointless polishing the top.
Polishing it right to the nth degree, you know what I mean?
These are nice.
Really nice. Chunks of you.
Piece of you.
Yeah.
This makes beautiful furniture, doesn't it?
It's
absolutely
gorgeous
beautiful
stuff to
furniture. But it takes ages to grow, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's really tight. Machines up lovely on the lathe. It's gorgeous, like, but it's hard as hell, like. It's spot on, you know.
It's one of the few softwoods that behaves like a hardwood, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. But it's gorgeous. Just the colouring in itself. It's a bit of burr walnut, I think.
That's the stuff they use in Bentleys, isn't it? On the dashboards in Bentleys.
I think they use elm burr and cherry burr. This stuff's as rare as chicken's teeth now.
Oh, I know, you can't get it, can you? And it takes years to grow, doesn't it? Because it's basically when the root goes wrong, isn't it?
That's
and
right.
it gets like some sort of fungus.
It's a big gnarly thing on the side. It's like a big wart on the side of the tree. And you cut through them and you get fantastic bits of green. That's off a chopping block off a kitchen table.
Oh yeah, is it like the sort of a rubber wood or something like that? Yeah.
It's walnut.
Yeah, walnut.
It's just beautiful, just lovely, like, you know.
Well, thanks. We'll see you next year. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Just take a shot at the display. I mean, look at that. That's timber heaven. It is timber heaven. Yeah. Have you had the video to say? And now, children, this is what walnut looks like. And now, children, this is what oak looks like.
Cheapest chips.
This is like the unicorn in legend. You rarely ever see one of these, and this is Joe Bailey in his natural habitat. This is the first time we've ever snuck up on him for him to actually appear on TV. So he's reluctant, but we've persuaded him. There you go. Have you got anything to say to the camera?
Yeah, no photos there. get my people to talk to you.
Just before we go, what is doing that? What are you making? Is this plastiline?
Yeah, it's plastiline, yeah.
Right, this is probably the only person in the whole wide world that still uses plastiline.
It's because it's free. Because you keep doing it over, using it over.
Use it over again, yeah. This is real art college stuff, isn't it, this? So yeah.
It's basically monster clay though, isn't it? It's only the same
yeah,
stuff.
it's primitive monster clay, isn't it? It's cheap monster clay.
It's grey monster clay.
So this is the reference photograph.
Yeah. Obviously you've got legs. You will have. He hasn't got half because I haven't bought them today. But I've got the legs down here and I'm just going to, fet it. But first I'm going to do this part, get all this piece finished off and that, and then make a mould of that first. And then get his legs to fit afterwards and his arms.
So is this personal for you or is it a commission?
No, it's personal.
You just want to do it yourself, yeah?
Yeah, and I want to get him high up on the wall.
So it's going to be a wall hanger then?
Yeah, it's a wall hanger, yeah.
I met Carolyn Monroe, as you probably know, and she said to me that she never looked that good as you sculpt, and I said, no, you did, because Joe's a master at this, and if you look like that, you look like that. So she said,
she's seen that sculpt before.
She's seen it before.
Yeah, years ago when I first started it, I sent her pictures of it, and she loved it then.
She loved it then. She was like amazed by it.
Obviously, it went through a few changes, and it had a few accidents, and got there.
But yeah, she really loved it. So thank you. Thanks, sir. I'll leave you to it now. We're here now with Andy Pearson, and he's got a really varied display. One of the things I'd like to look at is these Karloff heads. I saw these being cast up, and I was amazed by the fluidity of the surface on the sculpts. They're very, very loose sculpts, but very, very clearly Karloff. It's pretty good, isn't it? And in the black and white as well, like the original movie. So why Karloff then, Andy?
Well, I suppose the two iconic makeups for the creature and the mummy were obvious ways to go. But it was a means to an end, because I'd had an idea for some while of doing a paint finish in the style of Basil Gogos, who used to do covers of famous monsters.
In Movieland, yeah.
So I wanted to keep the sculpt fairly loose. That's a good excuse, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wanting to keep the sculpt loose.
Well, I think what you captured in the sculpt is the planes of the colour, rather than the minute detail of the sculpt, and that's what you were going for.
And then friend Barry Ford recommended these Dayglow pigments, which I think work reasonably well.
Yeah. So that's very Gogos, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that was my feeling, that that's what I wanted to get anyway, whether it worked. I mean, the black and white ones were black and white.
Yeah, well, that goes without saying, but the Gogos ones are great.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the other one that is kind of enjoying at the moment is the Outer Limits figures,
right?
Because that's come up quite a lot recently. We've been doing there's a lot of interest back in the Outer Limits.
Strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it comes around, doesn't it? These are quite nice. Are these one-offs or are these are
These
one-offs?
are all one-offs. I did them just for my own entertainment, basically.
The thing is with Andy, he often makes stuff for himself that doesn't get cast up, and these are creature features from the Outer Limits, and you can see there's some lovely detail on those.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
that was the Thetan, which is this orange chap here.
Yeah,
that was the first one.
Is that the first one?
Because it had lots of surface detail. And
this is one of the more detailed ones, isn't it?
And it sort of got carried away from there, really, with doing some of the others.
Can I just point out these as well? These are kind of what I'd call like earth spirits kind of thing, aren't they?
They're kind of just to represent the seasons.
This represents
the elements. Rather.
Elements. So this is water, this is fire, and that's the
earth. Yeah.
But if I can I just pick that up and then show you that? Look at that. Sculpting.
It's Sculpting.
Sculpting on a glass plate, did you say?
On a glass plate with a kitchen foil armature, basically.
Ah, right. So yeah.
But I'd used an original. I mean, in fact, it was a self-portrait that I'd taken a few pulls off to give me the very basic. The eyes go here and the nose goes there shape, and then just worked up from that.
Yeah, they're lovely. And they're one-offs, they're not cast, are they?
No, those are one-offs. Those are only a week old, if that.
Oh, right.
I've just done those in the last few days. That one goes back a bit.
That's a Grand Poe, obviously, yeah.
That was the idea. The odd thing with that is, if you start looking at references for him, and there were lots of contemporary paintings, it's very difficult to work out which side his parting was on, because it seems to vary so much.
Yeah, because I've seen old photographs of him and they've been developed in reverse and
Absolutely,
stuff, so you can never
no.
Yeah. These are really nice little.
Well, those are based on the Jim Warren famous monsters ads that he used to get at the back of the mag.
Yeah, because he does masks, didn't he? Masks, yeah.
They were very frustrating because you couldn't get them over here.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that you couldn't get over here that were advertised in comic books.
Oh, absolutely.
Things like X-ray specs, stink bombs.
Having said that, and it's off the topic, there was a wonderful company called Elliston's in High Holborn in London,
Right.
and they used to sell all that.
Did
sort
they
of
sell all
stuff.
that stuff?
And it was great. You got what you paid for, which was usually £2. And it was a chocolate mouse on a piece of string.
I did actually get some X-ray specs, and I couldn't see through British glasses with them, sadly. Well, there you go.
Yeah, well, that's why you took up surgery.
Right, okay. Well, my original intention was to interview Boba Fett, but he doesn't have anything to say. So we're going to interview this chap instead, and your name is?
Mel, hello.
This is Mel, and he's like, are you cosplay commander?
Yes.
Yeah, he's cosplay commander. Can you tell us a little bit about you and your friend?
Well, we're a non-profit based group. We support charities. We do all sorts of events up and down the country. Family fun days, conventions, cinema launches, and we just like to bring a bit of enjoyment and fun interaction.
Have the characters changed over the years? Is there a particular, I mean, I know you see a lot of Star Wars cosplay, don't you?
Yes, we suppose it reflects what the trends are and what's quite popular out there. But everybody's a bit of a sucker for nostalgia as well.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be, I mean, there's some of these hollow icons are
Quite recent.
quite recent. I mean, they're very good.
It's like seeing William Shatner back in
But it's always interesting. It's always interesting to find a character that's from a past TV show or past film. And we encourage it. But beyond that as well, we have some people who have their own character. They might create their own
persona.
Which is something interesting to look at. So it's not necessarily always about what's the mainstream film or TV show. It's such a big canvas.
What about the male-female mix? Does it tend to be like a real mix of male and female, or is it a man thing, or what? How does it go? Because one of the things in our hobby is it's very male-orientated.
Yes, it is. It is in certain fandoms. I suppose that reflects what their costuming is. Into something like Star Trek, which has traditionally been very male-heavy, but it's over the past decade that balance has been addressed. In the same case, Star Wars, in the same way, a lot of other sort of popular TV shows.
I suppose as the series develops, there's more opportunities for female characters as the series slightly modernises, so there's more access for the women in that. Yeah.
There's no end of female characters out. I mean, there's lots of other characters that females can do. And I suppose I don't know what the answer is for that. It's interesting to see when we go to conventions. We do see a good mix.
Yeah,
and we've got a good mix
Show me the knife
as well.
Right, well, thanks, Owen. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you. This is Bryn. Bryn runs Horror Hands on YouTube. I subscribe to Horror Hands. There you go. How many subscribers do you have now?
I've just gone past the 4,000 mark.
4,000, so give it a look, because Bryn's an expert on horror.
Thank you.
You know what, I think you are, because I mean, we share a lot of sort of common ground when it comes to horror.
Yeah.
But you were saying earlier on 1950s.
Yeah. 1950s creature features and monster movies.
But you do review absolutely everything, don't you?
Yeah. Try to cover everything within the horror genre.
Anything you've watched that you wouldn't watch again for its horror content? Any nasties that are truly nasty?
I don't think. No, not really.
I suppose it's a bit like Ricky Gervais's idea of comedy. Comedy's comedy, and horror's horror, isn't it?
Try and see the artistic merit in anything, whether it's nasty or trashy or silly, anything. So
Have you got a sleeper that you think people should watch that perhaps they haven't seen? If you had to give me a watch this, you really like it.
Putting me on the spot here, well, in terms of like the 1950s, which we talked about the other day, I really like things like I Was a Teenage Werewolf, I Was Teenage Frankenstein. They don't get talked about much, and you don't see them. They're really cool looking creatures, and like quintessentially 1950s. So if you like that time period, the I Was a Teenage Anything is really cool.
It's good. So look for I Was a Teenage whatever.
Anything in the 50s, you'll have a good time.
For me, like one of those people talking about is The Blob. With Steve McQueen. It's probably his first starring movie. What I remember about it is when the Blob attacks the cinema. They've got like a card with 2 holes cut in it, and they're squirting toothpaste through it. And I thought, genius.
It's a really good effect. It's simple but effective.
But it works.
You just get that gooiness, like it's almost palpable through the screen.
Then about the giant ants. For me, that's great because those ants are so articulated and mechanical. Those effects work really well.
They do, it still holds up quite well, and that's one that a lot of people seem to like. It then comes up quite a lot, which is cool.
Well, last night, my wife asked you what your favourite horror film was, and you said Jaws. And she said it's not a horror film, and I said to her when I got home, weirdly enough, I thought Jaws was quite horrific.
I mean, it's a killer shark eating people and eating a kid on a beach. So
it's at least a thriller.
It's
at least a thriller, but actually a horror.
It's got elements of it,
So. What is it you particularly like about it, other than it's a brilliantly crafted movie?
It's I think, we're all sort of shaped by things we watched as a kid. And I remember watching Jaws when I was very young, and it just blew me away. And it was the first film that I appreciated, not just for like the shark and the creatures, but the story and the acting and everything about it. I just thought it was great.
It came together really well.
It did.
You've got great actors, reasonably good effects, problematic but good, and the concept was so quite fresh, wasn't it?
It was, and it still holds up now. Like we all go to the beach, we all like, so it's still relevant.
The fears that those people have are still relevant.
They're not changed in that respect. So
the film I saw quite a little bit later than Jaws was a film called Grizzly. Which is kind of Jaws with a bag.
It's literally Jaws in the woods.
It was a groundbreaker, wasn't it? Thanks very much, mate.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is my friend Owen, and we share some opinions about Doctor Who that get us into trouble.
Quite a bit of trouble,
So we're not going to talk about that other than to say people have to respect the canon, don't they?
Well, not anymore because they've red carded the whole lot.
Oh, well, But they are, for us, who's your favourite Doctor?
Tom Baker.
Tom Baker. Mine was John Pertwee, but that's kind of understandable. I'm slightly older than you. When did it all go wrong?
Russell T Davies allowing.
No, in terms of doctors, come on.
Oh, it's gone wrong. It's gone wrong with doctors.
Which
Jodie Whittaker.
Right, I'm going to stop there now. Family programme. But we've got some beautiful stuff here, and we've got some gaming figures, haven't we? So we've got some 2000 AD ABC Warriors down there. Which company makes them?
They're from Warlord Games.
Right, okay. We've got some more. We've got Judge Death and stuff here. Are these also from Warlord?
They're Warlord Games as well, Judge Dredd.
Yeah, Judge Dredd.
The figures on the front row are Dungeon Dragon figures. The ones on the back are Star Wars Shatterpoint.
Okay. And these woodland type figures, which company?
They're from Oathswore Games. It's a game called Boroughs and Badgers.
Okay.
It's a skirmish game.
Okay. What, similar rules for like Warhammer?
I'd assume so, As you know me, Bill, I actually paint them, I don't actually play them.
Well, so that's the case of me as well. It's very nice. These military are very interesting. Could you just give us a quick...
Yeah, sure. I worked with some handicapped guys that wanted to learn to model. So they've produced these with help, 99% of their own work. just with bits of help from myself and one of their support workers.
In fact, they were here
to
last
create
year,
them.
weren't they?
They were here with us last year, yeah. They're not able to make it this year, but yeah, they're a great bunch of lads, and they deserve everything.
And the Cheshire Cat, that's an award winner.
Yeah, that won Best in Show this year at South Cheshire IPMS. That's one of Creature Features' kits. Same with Russell, the undead hamster. And the other one was my winning entry for UKGK last year.
Is that Crow Skull off the run with?
That's it.
Yeah.
Just repainted it, yeah.
I was going to say, you say this is an improvisation, that Crow Skull is off a bottle of rum.
Off a bottle of rum we got at HorrorCon earlier this year,
Yeah.
So just repainted it and job's
It's
done.
nice rum, that.
It was very nice rum, yeah.
So, what have you got in the on the bench at the moment? Have you got anything in particular, or you?
At the moment, I'm currently finishing off the bet to finish all of the Judge Dredd range in 2.5 months. So that's what I'm working at the moment.
Right, thank you. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate, and I'll buy milk next time.
Milk. So here we are at Creature Features again, and these are the unpainted models. And there's some really nice things here. Can we just focus on? We've looked at that. This is.
Countess Karnstein.
Is that Countess Karnstein? Look at that. Yeah. That's a coffin, that is, mate, isn't it? Alien Queen. I mean, this is amazing. These are all the bits that you get with her.
It's a statue of Kirsten Werewolf. Did we do the unpainted?
Paul Phase 8's over here, look. Absolutely lovely. Joe Bailey. Yeah, absolutely fantastic piece of work. That takes a lot of painting, but it's absolutely beautiful when it's finished.
We got to the kit of Adam Westby's spinal show.
Oh, right, yeah. With this shortly band, yeah.
So I took this up on the States, Adam West signed it, Adam West loved it. But when he goes, that's a proper, it was lovely,
Ready? Okay, this is the Creature Features table. We couldn't not do this because this is the reason I'm here anyway. There's some real gems this year. First of all, I'd like to point out this chap here. That's Andy's jaws, isn't it? Yeah. I'd also like to point out Pearl, which I think is an absolute cracker of a sculpt. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Removable axe. This which always makes me smile. A minion in carbonite. I just think that's so appropriate. And one of the real big events of it is this here, the Pink Panther. That is an absolute gem. Look at that. Peter Sellers. Paul Fay is Ludo there. That was a big seller last year as well. And I don't think you can have any kind of show without an American Werewolf. And one of my favourite horror movies ever, well, if it's horror or whatever, is this, Night of the Demon. Also known as Curse of the Demon in America. In England it was Night of the Demon. So, this is a beautiful paint up by Rachel. Absolutely. Nice big piece of work. I was going to kill my shelves with one decent piece. This would be it.